When you're surfing, you don't really think about it. It's like a moving meditation. It becomes an extension of yourself. What I do in the soil and how I treat Mother Nature is also an extension of myself. A relationship to nature can be growing food, or it can be pulling into the barrel in beautiful waves, or just paddling out in the morning and looking at the reflection on the water. We're really lucky that we have the ocean and Mother Nature as a playground. That's our filtration. You'll notice these are all big breeders. You don't even see the babies. The babies, they're just spreading them out as they go. So that's frosting for your cake that you made for us.
Oh, shit.
This is one of the most healthy migrating worms that there are. He'll move far. You can bait him with different bacteria. You can bait him with fish water, with nitrogen. And this way, this is their waste, and it's pure fertilizer. I was born off the coast of Florida, and I was, for the most part, raised in Hawaii. As early as I can remember, I've always been interested in things growing, in the beauty of our planet, in the perfection of nature. I wasn't very intrigued by the whole school system. The system is not necessarily set up to teach you about stewardship or how to take care of the land, or necessarily how to take care of oneself. Growing up in a natural environment where you can still drink the water from the stream, where you can hunt and fish, it's a perfect paradise. I decided to kind of let nature be my school. If I look at a leaf that's fallen from a tree down by the stream, the earthworms will chew that leaf into dirt. When I look at a whole pile of leaves that have fallen down to the stream, I look at a whole pile of dirt a month later. What we're doing now to build soil is a culmination of years and years of observing the perfection of nature. In coming to California, the environment is only slightly different from Hawaii. So a lot of the things that I use in Hawaii carry right on over into this environment. One day, I brought some mealworms home for my fish to eat. And I was thinking, oh, mealworms grow really easy. That's a culture where I could give my fish a protein source. I got them out of a pet shop, and they were in a styrofoam container. Well, I noticed the next day that they'd eaten some of the styrofoam. And then I started to wonder, well, wow, are they actually breaking this down into an organic material? After we were about a year into our experiments here in California, we found an article from Stanford University. Turns out that Stanford was doing a study on mealworms. They were able to determine that the mealworms did indeed turn the styrofoam back into completely organic, usable material through intestinal gut bacteria that they have. We've continued those experiments and tried to take it to another level, and we have plants growing in it. We found a worm here in California that's very similar to the mealworm I was experimenting with in Hawaii, and it eats 10 times the amount of styrofoam. It becomes pretty evident by taking something that's supposed to stay on the planet forever and finding a way to break it down naturally and be able to reutilize it, that the solutions to our environmental crisis are already there. It's just for us to take our time and let it happen. Mother Nature's perfect. We're the only thing that's introduced that sets her off balance.
Yeah.
So,
Well said.
Music to my ears.
one way that we're using the technology that's available to us along with the bounty of what nature has to offer is aquaponics. Aquaponics is sort of modeled off of hydroponics, which is the ability to grow plants without soil in an inert medium using a chemical to fertilize them. So what we've done is we've created a living system that's very similar to that, but instead of it relying on chemicals to feed it, it relies on the creatures of nature and their symbiosis with each other to actually create nutrients. Many people have chlorinated pools. Chlorine is a chemical, and it's very detrimental to the soil and to the environment. So what we have going here is we have replaced the chlorinated pool water with fresh, clean water. We've added fish to it. You're feeding the fish some of the lettuce that you grow. They're pooping,
and that poop is available nutrients for the plants to grow on. So the fish are providing nutrients for the plants, and the plants are providing filtration for the fish, just how Mother Nature set it up along a stream bed. Imagine jumping into a pool and it's like jumping into a glass of spring water. It's clean, it's refreshing, it has no detrimental effects. We're able to grow fish in it, and we're able to grow plants to eat out of it. This pool has water that we can drink out of it. So if we got in a situation where there's no water, like there's lots in California here, our pool becomes a drinking source.
So my approach is to get as holistic as possible. To get the bugs out of the garden, we put lights on the pond. The bugs go to the pond, free calcium for the fish to eat, and they're naturally raised fish without any...
The best way we can inspire people is through positivity rather than assault. Trying to tell someone they're doing something wrong, it never feels good for anyone. Trying to show people the things you're doing right and the potential we have to do it right, that we exist in a time where we can do it right, I think that's really important. When you show people there's a different way, then they start to be able to see it as practical and that they can utilize that. In Hawaii, people are really proud of what they grow. There's a word in Hawaii, it's called the Aina, which means the land. Malama Aina. Malama Aina means to take care of the land. Our planet takes care of us. We want to be able to take care of our planet. How do we do that for our great-grandchildren? I think to be a caretaker and to be a steward is something we want to do as children. How do we bring that into our adult lives? We live in a day and age now where we can incorporate technology and we can turn anywhere into a farm. It can be an old swimming pool, it can be an old warehouse, it can be a parking lot. It doesn't really matter. Because technology has gone so far, now I feel like it's time for us to walk back to nature with technology. And that makes us really powerful.